Hey, what's going on? It's me, Sean. So I wanted to say that I'm wearing this turban because I need a haircut. My hair is gray and I'm really embarrassed to show it. So that's the only reason why I'm wearing this. Second of all, this particular video is part two in Campbell Confessions. I want to say that being an addict, taking drugs, is not a disease. Here in the US, the CDC, that is the government, tells the public that being a drug addict is a disease. It's not. It's an excuse to get high. I'm probably the only one left with this particular concept, but with my experience, I know that drugs are not a disease. Diseases are viruses like cancer, AIDS, the common cold, flu. Those are diseases, right? When you get a cold or when you get virulent diseases, you don't go out and commit crimes to perpetrate your particular disease. But when you're a drug addict, when you're an alcoholic, many times the people who take drugs go out and commit crimes to further their drug use. This is not a disease. It's a crime. I'm, again, probably the only person in America that thinks this way. And I can say that from experience because when I was doing drugs, I wanted to continue the high, whether it was drugs or alcohol. I was having fun. But I also want to say that I never committed any crimes. I never did. Never hurt anybody, never committed crimes, never did anything illegal. Part two of this is that drugs bring out your core personality. When you're a drug addict, when you're an alcoholic, you have this awareness about you to do things, to do bad things, or to do criminal activity. Again, I never did, but I know one particular person that comes to mind who altered their personality when they were doing drugs. My personality is that I have a nice personality. So when I was under the influence of drugs and alcohol, I always thought, oh my God, I didn't take out the garbage. Oh my God, I didn't walk the dog. Oh my God, I didn't do what my mother asked me to do. It was always that. It was always, I didn't do what my mother asked me to do. And I felt really bad about it. Very sad and very bad that I didn't do that particular thing. And when I got back in the house, that was the first thing that I did do. So my core personality is such that I'm always a nice guy. That's just my modus operandi. Where I never, like I said, I never hurt anybody. I never stole anything. I never did any type of criminal activities under the auspice, under the influence of drugs and alcohol. All I wanted to do was dance. That's all I wanted to do and have fun. So that was my core personality, and I never had an addictive personality. That's why it was so easy for me to really stop doing drugs. And I think I only did drugs like for a year. Maybe let's say 2 years. It was always in the summer because it was always a correlation between me going dancing and doing drugs and alcohol. It was never in the wintertime because I never went out in the wintertime. I always went to work or went to college and came home. So that was it. I also wanted to say, CDC is saying that being an addictive personality or taking drugs is a disease. It's not. It's $1 billion a year prowess that the Center for Disease makes for selling drugs like Suboxone. Suboxone is a medicine that takes you away from the cravings of drugs and the high of drugs. In other words, if you're taking Suboxone and then you start taking drugs, no matter what drug it is, you won't get the high. Subsequently, you won't have the cravings for that particular drug. And there's another drug that also stops the high of alcoholism. So it's $1 billion